Welcome back, everyone. It's dessert time. Today we're making Milky Way Rice Krispie Squares. I don't make Rice Krispie Squares very often, if at all. But we're going to make these now. They look kind of yummy. So let's get to it right now. To start, let's put our ingredients together. We need some crispy rice cereal, cup of chocolate chips, stick and a half of butter, and some Milky Way bars. Of course, if you don't live in the States, it's probably going to be a Mars bar. First step, we need some crispy rice cereal. And we're going to carefully pour out 4 cups. And of course, the measurement doesn't have to be 100% exact. There's wiggle room in there. Once the bowl's full, we'll just set it aside till we need it. Now I got a cutting board out because we've got some chocolate bars to deal with. That's our Milky Way. And that's our Mars bar. You need 4 bars complete. I had like the bigger ones that came in 2, so I think this should work. So I want to show you, there is our Mars bar, and the bigger ones are the Milky Way. And I don't know if you can see the difference. Ingredient wise, they look almost identical. Volume wise, you can see on the right there's a little more caramel and a little more nougat. Other than that, we're pretty well talking the same thing, so it should work out just fine. So all these bars are getting chopped up into smaller pieces because eventually we're going to melt them all down. That's going to be our sticky stuff for our crispy squares. That looks good, and of course I had to try one just to make sure it was all right. We're going to put those aside. Now into our pot goes our stick and a half of butter. I figured it wouldn't be a big deal if I melted it ahead of time. If it's room temperature, that works out good. Cup of chocolate chips. Oh, and the butter, that's a stick and a half or 3/4 cup. Now everything's all mixed around. We're going to throw in our chocolate bars. And there's quite a good bunch of them. Now you could also throw them in the microwave and do that too. I didn't. Maybe next time I will. I know the odd time I've actually made these things with marshmallows. I've softened up the marshmallow and butter in the microwave and it works. We've got this kind of melting down, but it is going to take a little bit of a while. You don't want to rush it, but you do want to make sure it's mostly melted. So I'm trying to not make a big mess and slowly stir it. I've got it on medium-low heat. I'm wondering now if maybe I could have just put it on a higher heat and it would have worked out okay. I was really more concerned with burning it, but I think we've got it mostly melted. Yeah, I think we can work with this, so let's get it off the stove and on to the next. Now here's the pan we're going to use. It's a thinner walled pan. Give it a good spray. Put it aside. Bring out our cereal and that mixture we just made on the stove. We're going to pour most of it in to start and mix it all around as best we can. And then we'll put the rest in. And I mean, that's pretty well it. That was not hard at all, except for the mess I make on the counter. Now very simply, it gets poured into the pan, and then we mush it around till it's somewhat even. This is looking good already. Like I said, this is one of the desserts, if you want to make something really quick, this is the way to go. People love it, and it takes almost no effort. I mean, like 10 minutes, you'll have yourself a beautiful dessert. This is going to go into the fridge now for 2-3 hours. Let it get nice and cold. And when we're done, I'm going to cut out a piece just to show you. It's not fully set up, but it's enough that when we Take a piece out, it stays together. And oh yeah, there you go. There's our Rice Krispie square. Looks pretty good to me. There you have it. Our Milky Way Rice Krispie square. This is definitely a chocolatey, yummy dessert. Hey, another great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave me a comment below, one way or the other. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell because that'll tell you the next time I upload a video. Feel free to share this and any of my other videos. And thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.